Welcome to Actifio's Data-Driven 2019. I am here today with Jim Chilton. Thank you very much, Jim, for joining us. And I think you've known the Actifio team for quite a bit of time. Can you tell us about your history with them?
Yeah, so I've been involved with David and Ash from the beginning. So I am a long-term fan, I guess you would call me. So both at Dassault Systems and now here at Cengage. And I'm a firm believer from the beginning about what the company was built to do and what it continues to evolve into.
This is great. So what do you specifically do now today at Cengage? What's your role and how do you use the Actifio platform?
So I'm the CIO at Cengage. We're a global education and technology company headquartered here in Boston. We're about $1.5 billion in revenue, about 5,000 employees. Our focus with Actifio right now is on two fronts. One is the primary backup and recovery capabilities. What can we do on-prem with our hybrid data centers, kind of half in, half out? The second part we're really starting to investigate is what can we do with Actifio Go? We have a cloud agnostic strategy that fits remarkably well into that idea, that platform, that concept.
So let's talk about cloud for a second. This is very interesting. So are you today a multi-cloud environment, or is it what you aspire to become?
It's the latter. So we aspire to be cloud agnostic and not dependent just on one cloud provider for all of our solutions and all of our recovery and capabilities. We're an amalgamation of products and brands inside of Cengage, and we have a potential merger that's under review by the Department of Justice with McGraw-Hill. And so when we look past this, not just for that large integration, but post-integrations, is we don't want to be locked down to any one provider, and we don't want our world locked down to any one provider. So that's the reason it's important to us when we start thinking about how do we want to transcend our platforms and where do we want to put things in the future.
Well, that makes perfect sense, and it's something that we've seen a number of Actifio customers working on. Now, obviously, you're in a content-heavy type of business, to say the least. Do you see other use cases with the platform that would maybe touch the business at its core in terms of maybe managing copies or leveraging copies for either analytics, production of new content, analysis, etc.?
I would love to see us into those places. When you think about the content creation process for us, learning material has changed dramatically in the last 5 years, perhaps more in the last 5 than in the prior 25. And the opportunity for Actifio and these technologies to help facilitate that is there. We have to get through these fundamental use case models to get that maturation process and be comfortable with the technology so that we can get the business comfortable with that technology.
Perfect. That's what Ash calls, I think, leveraging data assets, which is, of course, what I really subscribe to myself as well.
Exactly.
Great, Jim. Well, thank you so much for your time. And
it's a pleasure.
I'd like to thank our viewers for taking the time.